Hello, mega exercises. This is the Muscle Lady here to remind you to exercise your muscle.
#ExerciseYourMuscle.
Oh my word, we are in week 6 of this series that we are calling Power. Wow, mega exercises. Thank you so much for the feedback, for the comments, for just how mega exercises are discovering this power, how to increase the power that they have with their talent muscle, how you're investing time into exercising your muscle, and then automatically the power increases in your talent muscle, how people are now trusting you with gigs, how people are trusting you with their birthday cakes. It's been so phenomenal getting feedback from you and just getting to know, how you are going on this journey of increasing the power, discovering your talent muscle. It's so phenomenal. So I definitely love to hear from you. Please don't stop. Keep on giving back the comments, the feedback. I truly value it. So we are busy on the series of power. Like I promised, guys. If you skip this lesson in high school, don't worry. By the end of this series, you are not only going to understand this magical formula, but you are going to love it because you will be applying it to your everyday life. So let's jump into this magical equation. We've been talking about power equals to energy over time. So the amount of time you invest into a specific energy results in the power that you have in that energy, right? So if we look at our talent muscle, power or influence equals to exercise your muscle over time. The amount of time you put into exercising your muscle automatically results into the power that you have with that talent muscle, the amount of influence you have in that field, in that talent that you have, right? If you've invested enough time, or if you're still investing enough time into exercising your muscle, you become an expert. That's when people can call on you for a birthday cake. That's when people can call on you for DJing skills. That's when people can call on you for emceeing skills. That's when people can call on you, for whatever your talent muscle is. If you're a plumber and that's your talent muscle and you've invested enough time into exercising that muscle, when people's geysers burst or pipes burst in the house, they call on you because you have invested enough time, and therefore the power that you have in that talent muscle automatically goes up. But we've also discovered that the same is true if you do not invest time into exercising your muscle. The power levels automatically go down. So firstly, if you don't even know that you've got a talent muscle, if you don't exercise your talent muscle, the influence you have with that talent is all zero, if it exists, right? We have discovered over the past videos, over the weeks, over the years, that we are brought here on earth with a talent muscle. And we are not only brought here to benefit from this talent muscle, but the people in our world, we are brought into their world so that they may benefit because we are in it, right? So today we'll be looking at more, what makes this power powerful. Last week we were looking at powerful power, the different types of power. And I spoke that today we'll be looking at resistance, right? So what is resistance? What is its relevance in this power as the power flows? So today we'll be talking about resistance. So what is resistance? Okay. I brought this lamp to try and illustrate my point. Okay, so if we open up the back part of this lamp, we see that there's a battery here connected to 2 wires, and that connects to the lamp. Okay, so, and that's what causes light, or the lamp to go on. this is a circuit, right? There's electricity coming from this battery and it pushes through. So there's current that's generated from here. It's pushing through these wires into the lamp. As the electricity or the current is flowing through these wires, it meets opposition. And this opposition is called resistance. So as the current flows through the circuit, it's gonna meet resistance. And through this resistance, it creates heat. And this heat comes out as a white bulb or a white glow, which creates light. So, okay, let me just put this down here. So from this, what we can learn is, there's power, right? The power is in the battery. There's electricity flowing, there's power that's created from this battery. For it to flow into the light bulb and create light, it goes through opposition, aka resistance. As it pushes through and it goes, it doesn't quit and just say, oh my word, there's opposition, stop. No, it pushes through, and through the friction that is caused by the pushing through, there's friction caused, right? It creates heat, and then this white light bulb or yellow, whatever color your light bulb is, it creates light. So, looking at our talent muscle, the same can be said about our talent muscle, right? Last video, we learned that there's different types of power. There's different types of energy. So we are all born with power, apparent power. Remember we learned this? When we are born and brought here on earth, God brought us with apparent power. Our talent muscle is apparent power, but we need to convert this energy into the light that everybody can consume and use, which is the real power. Remember, we spoke about the 3 different powers. So how do we we spoke about how do we transform this power that's apparent into the light, the power that everybody can use. Now we're learning that there's resistance through this process of the apparent power coming out into light, into something powerful that people can use and consume. It will go through resistance. And this resistance causes friction. And this friction is actually what causes the light, the power that is usable, that is consumed, right? So when we look at our talent muscle, as we exercise our muscle, we are going to, it's not we are maybe, we definitely will. It's inevitable. We will go through opposition, resistance. And as we push through this resistance, it's when the light comes and people can consume and benefit from our talent muscle. So we're going to talk about some of these opposition or this resistance that we come across, and one thing to learn from this light bulb again, the electricity doesn't say, you know what, I don't think, I'm not in the mood for resistance, or just because there's resistance, it means that I don't have a talent muscle, I don't have to push. No, it pushes through this opposition, it pushes through this resistance, and that's how we get light. Light that we all can benefit from, light that we can all consume. So the first resistance that we are going to look at as we exercise our muscle is the imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome simply means it's a psychological explanation for, when people doubt their skill, they doubt their talent, then they have an internalized fear that people will see them for the fraud that they are. So take for me, for example, if I had the imposter syndrome, it would be where I'm doubting that I've got the skill, I've got the talent muscle to encourage, to help you discover that you have a talent muscle. So every time people talk about the muscle lady, I would have this internalized fear that, who are they talking about? It's not me. They're going to see that I'm a fraud. I'm not this person that records, or, I would have this fear if I had to meet you face to face, that I'm actually not this encouraging person. I'm not this person that you see on the screen. That's imposter syndrome. You thinking you are less than what you are. You doubt your gifts. You doubt your talent muscle. That is resistance. Because as you start exercising your muscle, as you start becoming an expert or better at who you were created to be. Remember, this talent muscle is who you were created to be. You were created to be a positive speaker. You were created to be a baker, a cook, a soccer player. You were created to be that. And the more you exercise your muscle, the more apparent everybody can see it, right? And then imposter syndrome, when that comes upon you, it starts making you doubt who you really are. So it's resistance. It's opposition. What do we need to do? We need to exercise our muscle regardless of us internalizing fearful thoughts of us being less than what we are. One thing to remember is that you definitely have the talent muscle. You definitely have the skill. You're not a fraud, especially as you exercising your muscle and you're becoming an expert and more people trust you with this talent muscle. You're not a fraud. You definitely are that because you are the expert. Believe that you've got the talent muscle. Believe that you are good at it as you exercise in your muscle. Because remember, automatically the power goes up as you invest more time into exercising your muscle. So one of the resistance to look out for is the imposter syndrome. The other resistance or opposition that we'll come across as we are exercising our muscle, as we are turning this apparent power into power that people can use and consume, we will come across guilt. Guilt of success. Woo! I've met so many people with this. I myself have suffered from this, right? You feel guilty. Guilty for the benefits. Remember, as you're exercising your muscle and you're gaining power with your talent muscle, benefits come. The byproducts that we've spoken about, the money, the influence, the choice that you have, it automatically comes. So you start feeling guilty. Guilt of success. You start thinking that I shouldn't have this. And some people will make you feel that you don't deserve. You don't deserve this. Who are you? Oh, you think you're better now. Oh, now that you're the muscle lady, you don't hang out with us anymore. Guilt of success. So it's believed that sometimes it's natural. Apparently, most people go through this because to be an expert or for your power levels to rise, you're doing something different to what you used to do, right? So sometimes it does mean leaving certain packs, leaving certain people, doing something different. It's that feeling of loss of, you're leaving firstly your comfort zone, because as you're exercising your muscle, as you're investing time into exercising your muscle, you are leaving your comfort zone. It's uncomfortable, guys, to exercise your muscle, to invest time into being what you were created to be. So you feel a sense of loss, that loss of, I can no longer do the things that I used to do. I can no longer just be chilled. Now there's a time slot. By this time, this week, I should have exercised my muscle. By this time, every week, I should have recorded videos so that mega exercises can consume this power that I have, this talent muscle that I have. They can consume it and benefit from me being in their world, right? So as you start exercising your muscle, as you start converting this apparent energy into real power, as you start converting this apparent power into real power that people can use and consume, you meet resistance, guilty of success. Mega exercises, one way to counter this resistance or push through this resistance, firstly, again, is to keep on exercising your muscle. And remember, as you exercise your muscle, automatically the power goes up. You become an expert at it. Therefore, you attract people. People will start trusting you with your talent muscle. The money comes, the influence comes, because the more people you affect with your talent muscle, right? So you are going to succeed. You are going to succeed. Money's gonna come, even if it's 10 rands more than you had yesterday. I'm not talking yet about millions and billions. It's gonna be 10 rands more than you had yesterday, right? You deserve it because you are working hard. Exercising your muscle is no child's play. It's like a mental fight that you're fighting for your life here. So you deserve every good thing that's coming for you, that you attract through exercising your muscle. You deserve it. You are worthy of it. You are worthy of the accolades. You are worthy of people speaking good about you, that have you tasted her cakes? Wow. Have you tasted her food? Oh my word, have you heard how she plays, how she sings? You deserve it. You are working hard. Pat yourself. One thing I've noticed is, as you're busy exercising your muscle, we forget to celebrate the small wins. This also attributes to us feeling guilty, guilty for the success. Every small win, you are better today than what you were yesterday, than what you were last year. Celebrate yourself. This helps you counter this guilty feeling because now you're used to it, right? You're used to, I did well. Oh yeah, I'm not at the same place that I used to be last year. I'm not at the same place that I used to be last week. I'm more committed to exercising my muscle. I'm more invested into this talent muscle. So yes, I deserve the good that comes with it. Push through that resistance, like this light that we so benefit from in load shedding. Push through the resistance. Resistance, remember, are not there. They are going to be there. Firstly, number one, remember, when you meet opposition, when you meet resistance, it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It should not make you doubt that you've got the apparent power in you. Imagine if this light bulb doubted, really? Is there power? The apparent power is in you. It's in you. The talent muscle is in you. When God brought you here on earth, He brought you with the power. As you are converting this power to real power that we can use and consume and benefit from, you definitely are going to go through opposition in the circuit. You're going to get resistance. But this resistance, when you push through, that's when the apparent power and the light comes out and people may benefit from it. You are going to go through this imposter syndrome. You're gonna feel like, I'm a fraud. I don't really think that I'm all this good that people talk about. I don't think that my cakes are all that good. Yes, they are. As you're exercising your muscle and you're making your skill better, they taste good. As you exercise your muscle and you're empowering yourself and you're flowing and you're helping people exercise their muscle, you are good. Do not feel guilty when the benefit starts flowing in. You're working hard, mega exercises. You deserve it. Do not let the resistance stop you from pushing through. Remember, opposition, resistance does not mean that you're doing anything wrong. It means that you're on the right track. Push through so that the apparent light, the apparent power can be converted into real power that people in your world can consume and benefit from. This is the Muscle Lady, here to remind you to exercise your muscle.
#ExerciseYourMuscle.
Thank you for watching this video. I truly value you. If you gain something from the video, please share the link with your family and friends so that they too may be impacted. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you will be notified whenever a new video comes out. Until next time, this is the Muscle Lady, here to remind you to exercise your muscle.